Now we're going to get started on our little Christmas decoration tutorials that you can make, okay, for a Christmas tree or a little gift or pop in a card for somebody, depending on the size that you make now as well, of course. So sometimes I think, if you work with a very fine cotton, you can make the decorations smaller. So obviously the bigger the hook, the thicker the wool that you're going to use, the bigger the decoration will be. So bear that in mind when you're using the cotton, okay? So this is the quick little angel. I'm going to show you this tutorial today, okay? So to get started, you take your tail, okay? And we're going to make a magic circle first. We're going to start with the head. So you wrap the yarn, your tail is down, wrap the yarn around your fingers, put your hook in, draw your wool through and hold it, okay? Okay, now, so then there's your little circle. We're going to chain 2. Okay, so you go 1 chain, 2 chain, all right? And then in to the circle, you're going to make 11 treble crochet. 11 treble, a treble crochet, yarn around your hook, into the circle, draw it through. I have 3 chains on my loop, yarn around through 2, and yarn around through the last 2 hoops, okay? So that's 1 treble crochet. Yarn around, in, draw through, and you're going to continue this till you have, the pattern calls for 11, and we'll see will that be enough to pull the circle tight and form the head of the angel. Okay, so work away with that and I'll see you for the next stage, okay? Okay, so here we are now with the 11 treble crochet made, okay? There's your tail. You're going to close up the magic circle by pulling on it, okay? And keep pulling it until you see the circle start closing in, okay? We want this closed another little bit now. So to do that, you just tug, give it a good tug at the back and it'll kind of stop itself, okay? So if you can see that there now, the camera's going in and out of focus for some strange reason. Okay, you can see that? All right, and now you're going to work into the top here with a slip stitch to close the circle completely, okay? So make sure you get the 2 loops, okay? In you go. Make sure you don't do it with the tail, that you're not closing with the tail. So we're going to close with a slip stitch, so it's draw it through and draw it through completely, okay? So you're closing it. Now we're going to work on the wings, and to do that, you're going to chain up 4 to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to put the yarn around the hook 3 times to do a double treble. So to do that, 1, 2, 3, okay? And into the exact same stitch, you're going to work a double treble. And a double treble is just doing a treble twice. So you went in, I'll show you that there now again. So we wrapped it around 3 times. We're going in, we're drawing it through, and we're going around once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, making it a double treble, okay? Next part of the wing is a triple treble, and that's yarn around your hook 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going into the exact same stitch at the base here. Now the camera keeps going in and out of focus. If I can hold it steady, okay? So in we go, draw it through. Maybe if I go back here a little bit. Yarn around, through, yarn around, through 2, yarn around, through 2, yarn around, through 2, and again through the last 2, okay? So that's another part of the wing formed. So now you're going to chain 2 on top of that, 1, 2, and then you're going to work into the base of that 2 chain, 1, 2 in here, okay? And you're going to just make a slip stitch into the base of that 2 chain that you've just created, all right? So if you do that, so you can see it kind of makes like a little picot, as they'd call it here, all right? A little point. And now you're going to chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're going to go right down into the exact same stitch that we've been working in the whole time with a slip stitch. So just bring it down, in you go, and bring that in there with a slip stitch. Okay, so that was one wing done, and we joined it with a slip stitch, and we're working in the same space the whole time. Okay, so now the next wing is a repeat. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn around your hook 3 times into the exact same space that we're going to be working with the whole time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, around 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, into the exact same space again. Okay, open it up there. So through 2, 1, through 2, again, and again. Okay, and we're chaining 2, 1, 2, and into this chain space we're doing a slip stitch to form our picot, or our little point. Okay, oops, popped out there. So finish the slip stitch. Okay, doesn't want to do it for me. Come on. Okay, and now we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just doesn't want to do it. 6, 7, 8. Okay, and join that with a slip stitch down in the base of the same stitch we've been working in the whole time. Okay, so just pull that through. In again. Just doesn't want to do it for me. Hold my wool properly. So in and finish that. Okay, so that's the second wing. Now I know it looks a little bit funny now, but we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so we've finished that second wing, and now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we're going to turn our work pretty much upside down. Okay, so the head goes to the bottom, all right, and the wings then are like this way. Okay, so now into this same space that we've been working the whole time, we're going to put 5 treble crochet. Okay, so to do that, yarn around your hook. Okay, and you're just bringing it across, your work across, and we're working in here. Yarn around, in, so we're going 1. Okay, go in again. 2, back in again. 3, 1 more, 4, and 1 more, 5. Okay, again, so 5 double crochet we put in there. Okay, you'll see it there now in a sec. She's still upside down now, this angel. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to turn her around. Okay, so you can see she's still upside down, but we're going to be working that way then. Okay, so you've turned her upside down, you've turned your work, and we're going to move on. Turned her work. Okay, and now we're working on the dress part. So into those 5 treble crochet that you've just made, when you change the 3, so I'll go back there, so we did 5 treble, we changed 3, we're turning our work, she's still upside down. Okay, so now into every stitch across you're going to do 2 treble crochet. 1, 2, and another one. 1, 2, and just work your way across. 1, 2, the next one. 1, put up my wool. 1, so the next one, 2, in the same stitch. So if you hold it out there, you can see the dress forming. I know it's still upside down. And then don't forget the last one, okay? So 1, 2, okay? Now, so the dress is starting to fan out. So if I turn her around just for a second there, you can see, all right, the kind of shape of the dress coming. So we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we're going to turn, and we're going to repeat the same thing. So 2 treble crochet. So if you look at this closely here, if you can see that where I've chained 5, all right, just put, if you don't want the dress to fan out too much, just put 1 treble crochet in that stitch instead of 2, but then make sure that you put the 2 in the remaining ones, okay, if you don't want it to fan out too much. All right, so I'm just going to work 1 and then 2 in the next, and so on to the end. Okay, so if you do that, and we'll get started then on finishing off the base of the dress. Okay, so we'll turn the work when you've finished that, and then you're going to chain up 5. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now we're going to skip, and we're going to start making the loops to work into next. So you're going to skip 1. Okay, so we don't count this one because that's the base of the chain that you just made. So skip 1 into the next one, do a double crochet. Okay, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 1, double crochet, or you can single crochet if you don't want to do the double crochet. Okay, chain 5, and you're just going to work the whole way across doing that, okay, till you get to the end. And when you get to the end, I'll show you to this, so you won't forget to work into this part of the dress. Okay, I'll show you what to do. Okay, so off you go. Now, okay, so we have into the last space. So we were doing our chain 5, we were skipping 1, then we're doing a double crochet into the next one, chain 5, skipping a double crochet. Then we came down to the end here, and we have a little chain space from the previous row. So make sure you crochet into that with just a double crochet. All right, so I have done that. So we turn, we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you're chaining at the end of a row, some of the patterns will say chain before you turn, or then turn and then chain. So it's entirely up to yourself. All right, so into each chain space across now, we're just going to do a double crochet. Okay, so in we go. Now we have chained 5 at the start of that. Okay, and a double crochet into that loop. So now we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet, in we go into each loop across. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and work your way across to the end of that. And when you get to the end of that, you're finished, and then you'll just cut off your tail, and you'll tuck it in with tuck your threads in, of course, when you're finished with your darning needle, and then you'll see the finished product. Okay, so here's the finished angel. Okay, and you could just darn your threads in whichever way you want. I just have them tucked in here now, just momentarily. That's the back of the angel. Okay, and I'll get around to it. So you can just darn them in, and if you don't have a darning needle, use your crochet hook. Just attach it through each loop of your stitch, work along till you run out of the thread, and then just cut it off. Okay, so we'll just pretend now that I have that done there. I'm taking a lazy way out there. Okay, so just to show you, so that's the angel. So if you can notice, the angel I showed you at the start was a smaller angel, okay? And the only difference is I eliminated one of the extra rows here, this row, okay? For the double, not the double, for the treble crochet to start forming the dress. That's all I did, okay? So you see how that kind of fans out and this one doesn't. So you have a choice of doing that as well, okay, to make a smaller version for yourself, and you'd have it whipped up in no time, and then you just have your little frills. So you can embellish it any which way you want. You could attach a nice little ribbon here if you have some, or you could crochet a couple of chains and attach it here just to make a little loop for yourself if you want to hang it up, or if you want to just send it in a Christmas card to anybody, okay? So that's just the little tutorial for a quick angel to do today. Hope you enjoyed it.